Okay, here are the tools that we're going to need today. Some tiles, a compass, hello again, some liners, any shading tool, and this is how I call any light colored brush pens, markers, and so on. Apparently you will need a razor. I'm using pentel one. This is extractable and a very good one. Maybe we will need a ruler and maybe a pencil. And these are the simple patterns that I will show you today, and how to fill in the mandala grids very fast and easy. Okay, hopefully you will enjoy it. Can you tell me if you hear me clearly? Just scribble something in the comments. Okay, I see that no questions right now. Okay. The very basic grid is a circle divided to 6 sectors with 3 axes. To do so, we need to find a center of a tile. Draw a diagonal and then try to eyeball the center and draw a perpendicular line with your ruler. So here's your center. Let me try to view this live from my other account. Okay. Oh yes, I see it. Let me try to... Quite okay, I'd say. Okay. This is how you use a compass. I'm noting this because not everyone is quite confident with this tool. You point it with the needle and you hold it with the tip very steady. Then you find the largest radius that you can use on your tile. Just adjusting a bit so it fits in your whole tile like this. You see, I'm just checking if it's going to draw the line inside your tile. Now when you're drawing, tilt your compass a bit in the direction in which you are drawing the line, because it's hard to not to move the compass itself. Okay. Point your compass at the intersection of diagonal and the circle, and with the same radius mark 2 points to the left and to the right of the circle. And now draw 2 lines running through the center and these 2 points. Like this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you've got this is to make it more obvious to you. Now you've got 6 sectors and your mandala is divided into 6 parts. Obviously, it's even easier to create 12. Maybe I'll show you on the same page. a mandala divided into 12 sectors, like this. Valuing this line, okay. And now we need to bisect this and this sector. I'm rotating the tile, so this line is pointing right at me and building a perpendicular to that line, running through the sector and repeating with this line. Okay. And right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sectors. This is so easy. Okay. It's a bit, it may be a bit more complicated to draw 8 sectors. Mandala divided into 8 sectors, like this. Okay. Yes, it fits. If we are using a square tile, it's very easy to get these 4 sectors, but we need to divide them. I'm drawing a smaller circle inside, and now I'm going to find the center point which bisects this angle. I'm drawing curves here, here, and repeating here and there. And now I'm going to draw a line going through the center and this point and this one. You just need to do it only on one side and just draw the line through the whole mandala. Okay. Like this. And now you've got 8 sectors. You see? It's quite easy. You can even draw these curves from every point, and you see this lovely 4-petal mandala right away. If we proceed, okay, you see, it's very easy to draw a mandala with just your compass, like this. Okay, like this. It's a very easy create. I guess that the most often used grid is, for me, is the mandala divided into 6. I consider it to be the most, somehow, the most beautiful. Okay, let it be the center. Yes, quite precise. Okay. And let's see what we can do with it. I'm going to put compass here and here, drawing with the same radius that was used to draw this first circle. Okay, like this. And now we need circles here, 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 and here. There's a little trick. You see, the point, the needle of the compass is much more thinner than the drawing tip. So when you point this needle, you should try to reach between these lines. In this case, you will get a very, very even and precise circles and intersection. Every time you put a needle, you can check if the radius is the same, if it reaches both the center and these points. If not, you can just adjust it a very, very bit. And the last circle, okay. There is no difference what is the size of the radius. You just use the same radius for the center and for petals, and you will get the same structure. You can use even very, very small radiuses like this. Okay, see? Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you. If you've got a very small sheet of paper, it's easy not to rotate the compass, but to rotate the paper. You see? Let me try again, like this. So the size of the radius, it really doesn't matter. Oops. Like this. Let's proceed. This very simple structure consisting of 7 circles is called a seed of light. Let me try it. of life. Yeah. 7 circles. If we proceed adding more circles, it will eventually turn into the flower of life. We're checking. Surely I don't have space to draw it on this small tile, but I will just show you the directions. You see, it expands beautifully, creating beautiful structures, and each structure is quite nice. Then we can expand it more and more. I'm taking the first card, okay? And I'm just adding more concentric circles to build my grid. This is a very basic grid for me. A circle divided into 12 and some, usually 3 to 5 or more circles inside. And here is maybe the most simple mandala grid, I guess, for anyone who draws mandalas. I'm using every other line as a guide. Or else it will look too dense on this little tile. And then drawing petals. Like this. On the next step, I will connect and create more petals, but I'm not connecting the very tip of the petal because I just don't like it. It looks not very natural. I'm going to draw a curve a bit away from the tip, like this. You see? I'm drawing all the curves that look to the left first, and then draw the ones that look to the right and to the right. Like this. Here we can proceed because the tile is quite small. Okay. Like this. It's okay if you missed the size of this little gap. It's not a big deal. I think that small mistakes make our mandalas more alive, more human, and less polished and perfect. This is it. Move a bit. And maybe here I will add smaller petals. Not like this one, because it will be just one curve. If I virtually divide this line into fourths, it will be here that I will draw a curve, and I'm just eyeballing this size, this distance. I usually don't use ruler when drawing these lines. I use ruler only when drawing in larger sketchbooks. Okay, this is it. Maybe I would love to add something here. Okay. It's totally okay to draw more lines, more circles during the creation of your grid. Don't feel obliged to use only the ones that were drawn in the beginning. I'm just tracing here the lines, so it will be quite nice. Okay, so it's basically it. For these major shapes, I'm always using the most thicker liner or pen. This one is 0.3. This is my usual size of the pen that I use for grids. But when I am drawing or something larger scale, I'm using even thicker ones, maybe 0.5. Yes, that must be the thickest one for me. And for small details, I will be using this very fine tip pen, 0.03. But before that, I'm going to erase all these lines. Actually, this part I really don't like in the whole process of mandala creation. Okay, like this. Okay. Welcome. Okay, let's see. Here are the patterns that I've drawn for you. Okay, like this. you can familiarize yourself with them just for a tiny bit. Okay, let's proceed. I'm going to show you how to draw all these patterns because they are very easy, and I use them most of the time. And let me decide which ones to use where. Maybe something like this. These patterns I use always on the edges, especially this one. Look, it fits really, really neatly. You see? Magic. I divide by half, and by half every piece, by half, and this, and this, and then draw in between. This way I get always neat and even spaces between these lines and between. You see? Very easy. Later I can round these edges. Like this. Sometimes the easiest way to fill the shape is just to add some hatching, like this, or you can make it even, like this, or just this way or this way. Anyway, to make it more nicer, I'm adding these fine details, rounding the corners. You see? It makes everything more complete. Like this. If you're drawing the diagonal net, you can round like this without adding too much black. It will look more intricate and delicate. You can also use circles as filling. You can spread them randomly or evenly, or use different sizes, or don't use any black. And this is the set of all the curves and zigzags. This is my maybe quite favorite pattern to fill any ribbons. I love to use different thickness of the pens to create more dynamic look. Like this. we can use curves. That could fill almost any shape. Okay, let's see. What should I use here? I'll put it here, okay. I hope it's visible. Is it visible? Okay. Like this. Okay. Sometimes I'm adding aura to these petals. Because this space works as a separation space between the patterns. And here I can draw the same lines. Okay. And almost in every of my works I use something similar to leaves. Something like this. And I'm going to show you how I'm using curvy lines. This is only a bit more complex than drawing an ordinary leaf. Watch this. This is two leaves. We can draw like this. Which is fine too. But I prefer curves. And also you can try like this. You see? There is the difference. Oops. I'll draw several repeating pieces just to make the whole pattern more visible. And also I'm drawing layer by layer. So I'm drawing all the patterns of the first circle, then moving to the next layer and so on. Like this, okay. This is a very big open space, and I can decide it maybe just to divide it into parts. Like this. I forgot to tell you, hello, I'm from Belarus. So if you're watching me, we've got almost 8 p.m. right now. I'm not sure what your time you got there. Okay, let's see what fits the best. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe this one. This pattern is called embedded. I've got triangular space here. It's very simple. Like this. It can be drawn in any shape. You see, it's embedded. So I will draw it here. And maybe something like this here. Okay. Like this. Okay. Yes, looks quite fine. And adding fine details. I hope you like it. Okay, like this. Now I need to decide what to put here. If I can't decide, I'm just drawing a series of the shape that I need to fill. It's basically a triangle here, and I'm filling it. Like this. Top it up. Or I can use this. This one. I don't want to use the same pattern that I was using here and here. Maybe I should stop with this one. Okay. Yes. Like this. Maybe one more. And there's a trick. You see these triangles? We can draw the similar pattern that we were using here. And this whole mandala will look more balanced. Like this. And the only space for us is left is this small one. Maybe we can draw even something a bit more complex. I'm drawing an aura, as usual. And just repeating it. Not so good, so I'm just adding black. I'm going to round the edges. This way it adds more contrast. So this is the variation of this pattern. And I'm going to repeat it here. Okay, and here I will show you how to do a quick shading. This step always adds volume quite fast. You just or the main lines and the main shapes of your mandala. This is the step when you should be brave. Because adding volume only emphasizes your work. Not ruining it like this. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so happy that you feel this drawing is relaxing. I know. And here is a piece working with a tip working with color. I always add color by color, layer by layer, and see how these colors correspond. They should sing together, not confront. I really like these emote ones because they're bright, there are a lot of shades and colors. Okay. I don't feel like adding red on the next layer. Maybe I'll add it here. I will finish this tile today and will post it, and hopefully you can draw yours too. If you post them, please mention me in your post, so I could appreciate your work and share it. And maybe a piece of red here. Like this. forgot to round it. This is it. Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoy this live. I will try to save this GTV. It's almost an hour long. Maybe I will post the full video to my YouTube channel, and here I will upload a faster version of it. Okay. Yes, it's quite okay. And I'll add the shading on the outer edge, so it will make the mandala pop from the sheet of paper. That's why I love using brush pens for shading, because you can draw this tilted, very thick, nice lines, you see? Simultaneously I can draw very fine ones. These ones by Pentel brush and pen are very nice. Yes, hopefully this video will be saved to IGTV. I really hope so. That everything will go fine. Like this. Don't hesitate shading, ever. It will make your work look more alive. Okay, I need to finish for now, because if the live is longer than 1 hour, it may not be saved. I hope you enjoyed watching me drawing, and maybe you have drawn something with me. Okay, here are the tools that I've used. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. Have a really nice and cozy evening and a beautiful coming weekend.